Can Daredevil drive a car? Let me explain. To some of you, the question of can Daredevil drive a car may be a simple one. Either he can because his radar sensors are so advanced he can drive the same level, if not higher than the average person, or he can't because despite whatever powers he has to make up for it, Matt Murdock is legally blind, and therefore never got his license and most likely never learned. However, there is a definitive answer to this question because, weirdly enough, Daredevil has a long history of driving cars, spanning all the way back to his 8th issue of the first ever Daredevil series. In this issue, a car's gas pedal is nailed down and brakes cut, so Daredevil has to drive it into the ocean to stop it. During this, the narration directly calls him a master driver, but he still did crash a car, even if it was on purpose, so I think we're getting ahead of ourselves here. The next time this happens would be in issue 54 of Daredevil, where he needs to fake his own death, so he drives to a plane, takes off, and then jumps as the plane explodes. But to be fair, the car is perfectly fine. And then for the final examples I want to give, they both come from the Born Again storyline. The first one doesn't really count, but I like to mention that during the story, Kingpin knocks Matt out and places him inside a taxi, which is then driven off of a pier, which is exactly what Daredevil did to the first car he had to drive. The second and actual moment where he drives comes when Matt steals a taxi in order to take a character to the hospital. This is actually a very impressive moment because it reveals that Daredevil can drive in the rain, which is important because rain famously messes with Daredevil's powers since it creates too much noise and vibration. But then you realize, oh, Daredevil can't drive in the rain. However, weirdly, the general consensus among writers seems to be that yes, Daredevil can drive a car, unless it's raining, because then Daredevil can crash a car.